Hello and welcome to another update video on SUI. I want to start here on the larger time frame to first of all explain the structure, but also answer a question that I received in our members area. So a couple of you have asked actually on this SUI chart here on the daily chart, what would it mean or what would be needed to invalidate the white scenario? Yeah, basically that this is simply a larger B wave rally. And yeah, we'll talk about that in this video. But basically, before we do that, let's just talk about structure. Idea is that the yellow scenario is leading, so it's my preference right now. At some point, it will likely break, but we're going to go with the trend as long as it's active. So what we're doing on this chart is we're tracking an uptrend, right? Whether that is called a C wave in a B wave or this fifth wave to the upside in the yellow scenario, it doesn't really matter. The support levels will be shared between them. The trend is up at the moment, clearly, and the idea is that in the white scenario, there could be some strong resistance around $5.77. So basically, from a daily chart point of view, the best time to enter was in the support zone. That's why they're large, that's why they're on the chart, that's why they're visible. Not, as I advise, but they are just zones where just objectively, whether I say, whether I think it's a good entry or not, where objectively the reward to risk ratio is the best. Yeah. It's just a setup. That's everything. It's just a pivot. Okay. Now, if you're a pullback trader, these are typically the areas you would look for an entry. So anybody who did that just needs to manage risk now, can lean back, right? I don't have another setup right now, not on the daily chart. On the smaller time frame, there are always small support levels available and everything. So we'll take a look at those as well. But the idea is that we are going higher for now, and there are support levels that guide us on the smaller time frame, and the trend is up, and we could see the rally in wave C of B take us to 577. Next, first we need a break above $4.30. That's the swing high here from the around about the 12th of May. And then the next level above is at 538. That's the next resistance level above. And then, yeah, we could potentially see this grind higher overall. Let's take a look. Oh, yeah, question. Question was about when does this B wave get invalidated? Honestly, it won't. It won't until we get 5 waves up. Yeah. So B waves can overshoot. So, and there is no real limit for a B wave. There just isn't. Theoretically, it shouldn't go above the 138% retracement, but then we're already at 830, and you can always get a short break above. So if it's a 5-wave move up, then it gets invalidated. Yeah. Until then, this just tells us what will likely happen if we break support. Well, it will likely just be a B wave top, and then we'll follow the pathway lower. Okay, so this is just telling us the roadmap we need to follow if support breaks. But as long as support holds, this can also extend. Okay, now let's take a look at the shorter time frame for SUI, which is quite promising. Chart has followed the roadmap nicely in the last few days. So currently, the idea is we're in an uptrend, and we should continue with that uptrend. Now, what I shared with you yesterday is that we had a 3-wave move down. The 38.2 retracement is, or actually on Thursday already, the 38.2 retracement, in this case at 350, is an ideal target, right, for a 4th wave. So a bounce from there was not a surprise, given that the move down was technically complete. And then we said, okay, from here we could get either a direct breakout, but that would require a break above 430 and a 5-wave move up, or at least a B wave. So in both cases, we were watching for a move up, and also actually an aggressive B wave, because the A wave, as far as I can identify it, is a 3-wave decline. And whenever the A wave is a 3-wave move, the B wave is typically quite aggressive. That's normal. That's a so-called flat correction, a flat pattern. We've got all these patterns explained in our Elliott wave course. And in a flat correction, the B wave is typically quite aggressive. It often even reaches the 88.7 retracement. In this case, it would be $4.16. Sometimes we even see an overshooting B wave. So how do we distinguish an overshooting B wave from the start of the 5th wave to the upside? Well, simply if we get 5 waves up. So as long as it's a 3-wave move, which it is at the moment, and it looks nearly complete, Might get a few more upside squiggles, but as long as it's a 3-wave move, it could be a B wave really again, right? So that's how we're tracking currently the SUI chart. If we see now any 5-wave decline, then it could indicate the start of the C wave. Also, I would argue that a break below that last swing high here could be an indication that a top has formed. That's at $3.87. That is because if this indeed was a 5-wave move up in the making, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then what would be the 4th wave should not overlap with the wave 1 high. So we cannot overlap here, right? That's why a break below that level is a first indication that a top has formed. Obviously, if we get a break below that level in 5 waves, even better, right? Yeah, that's the update on SUI. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. I also invite you to join us on X for additional updates. Here you can get additional video updates, additional written updates, tips, tricks. You can discuss with the community. You can ask questions. Check it out. I'll leave a link in the description and in the comment section. Thanks so much. Bye-bye. Thanks so much for watching the videos on this YouTube channel. If you've been thinking about joining MCO as a member, now might be a great time. You can use the link in the video description and apply the discount code right below it. You will get 50% off your first month of our Gold membership, and you can explore everything we offer. It's the easiest way to test the membership, see if it's a good fit for you, and get a feel for the community, join the conversation, and I'm looking forward to meeting you in our member area.